Good morning. For practice this week, what's been on my heart is this reminder that oftentimes the events and the circumstances and the transitions and changes and all the things that get placed on our path that are sometimes sticky or challenging in the moment are nothing we would ever ask for, right? But when we're on the other side, we can recognize the growth and the benefit of moving through that chapter. The reason this came up for me is the path that brought me to this practice I would have never asked for or hoped for or chosen, but I would now never trade it for anything else. I would never wish it to be different. And so as we move through our practice this week and just in contemplation of things that are difficult that are going on, maybe in your individual life, but also the really difficult circumstances of the world right now, having hope that on the other side, right, there is something more beautiful and better than we could have asked for. But again, this came from the reminder that this practice, I don't know if I would have happened upon it or if it would have come into my life with the same force that it did if I would have just arrived into a yoga class on my own accord. And so allowing that trust that the paths that we are on, there is a bigger purpose and plan with them. But for our physical focus, we are going to be opening to the heart. I feel like that seems fitting for just the times that we are in. And so with the opening of our heart space physically, allowing that openness in our heart space energetically and emotionally open to, again, the unknowns that are on their way to us, and allowing that practice to be patience and trust. So we're going to start, we can start anywhere you want this morning. We're going to be moving to a tabletop relatively shortly after we ground and breathe. So if you want to start in a seat, if you want to start in child's pose or laying in Shavasana, just check in with yourself and see what feels most grounding for this morning. And take a moment to settle into your space. You soften your eyes shut and begin just to follow your breath, watching your breath as it flows in out of your body. In these first few cycles of breath, you're just witnessing the breath as it breathes itself. Feeling into your body in space. And taking a few moments just to arrive to this moment here and now. Maybe also contemplating in this moment of grounding a time in your life or a circumstance in your life that when you were in it, and it was something that was maybe really sticky or difficult, not something you would have hoped for. But now that you're on the other side, it's something that you are grateful for, right? Knowing that the growth that took place through that process is something that you wouldn't trade. And eventually begin to deepen your breath. Let every inhale gradually grow more expansive. And allow every exhale to begin to lengthen. and empty completely. As you find every inhale a little bit more expansive, a little bit fuller, a little bit deeper. And you find every exhale really slow, steady, and complete. Feel the intention that you're placing into your breath in this moment. And feel that as the setting of the tone of your practice today. To move across your mat with openness and with intention. And always allowing ourselves to be in progress in practice. As we navigate the experience of being human and existing in this world. When you're ready for a cleansing breath, just take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Fill up to the top. And then open mouth, exhale, release that breath out, let it go. And perhaps one more breath like that, a full body breath in. A clearing, cleansing exhale, sigh your breath out. And starting to shift into your Ujjayi pranayama. Begin to add in that slight constriction to the back of your throat. So your breath becomes a little bit more audible, like an ocean moving through your body. And feel the texture of your breath as it travels in and out. And whenever you're ready, start to find your way towards your tabletop pose. And you begin to stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, open your fingers wide across the earth. And then inhale to your cow pose. Lift your heart, lift your tailbone, draw the earth towards you. And with an exhale, finding cat pose, press down and forward to help round your spine. And then tuck your chin and tuck your tailbone. And then take maybe 2 more cycles, either going back and forth in your cat and cow or adding any extra movement here that feels intuitive. Starting to listen to the subtle sensations of your body to guide you. And after your 3rd round or so, when you feel ready, find your way back into tabletop, neutral through your spine. And take a breath in, twist to the right, reach your right hand high. And then on your exhale, thread your needle. Dive your right arm underneath your body. Rest your right shoulder, the right side of your head to the earth. As you scoot your shoulders out of your ears, maybe take a little hip swish from left to right. Decide where you'd like your left hand in space. Maybe it continues to frame your face, or perhaps you reach your left hand forward, maybe to a half bind. And just take one slow, steady, intentional breath here. Noticing how the breath maybe feels different now that you're in this twisted shape. And if you moved your left hand, go ahead and return your left hand to frame your face. Big breath in, twist open to the right, right hand reaches high. Maybe take a swirl through your wrist, and then release to tabletop. Step your left tippy toes to the back of your yoga mat. Press through your heel, take a moment to open through your calf muscle. And then we're going to pivot open to the left into our supported side plank. So angle your right shin bone for a kickstand. Open up, left hand reaches high. You could find a side body stretch here, reaching left hand overhead, or maybe take a big arm circle in each direction. And then option to reach your left hand back up to the ceiling, and maybe start to float your left leg into your supported half moon. Flex your left foot, and then as you press the sole of your left foot to the back of the room, squeeze your outer left foot, that pinky edge of your left foot, up to the sky. Option to bend your left heel towards your seat. Maybe your left heel reaches back to catch your left foot. And as you kick towards the wall behind you, can you pull your sternum towards the front of your yoga mat, towards the front of the room? Take one breath in. And we'll slowly reverse out. Exhale to your supported half moon. Place your left foot down to supported plank. And then as we start to square off, we're going to step into a high plank pose. As you find high plank, take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Soften your knees and press your pelvis up and back. Maybe take a slow paddle of your feet here. Bringing awareness to the backs of your legs, the length of your spine. Actively push the earth away from you, feeling the strength of your arms. And wander to the top of your yoga mat to your forward fold, Uttanasana. Soften your knees, let your head fall heavy. Maybe take a little sway from side to side. Then listening to your breath, on your next inhale, begin to find your halfway lift. Feel your core light up as you extend along your spine. With your exhale, forward fold release. With a big breath in, rise all the way to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. On exhale, hands to heart center, maybe soften your eyes shut. Coming back to this intention of staying open and practicing patience and trust. Nice big breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, release. With an inhale, extend your hands up to the ceiling, maybe look to the sky. And then this time, as you breathe out, find your goddess arms, elbows go wide. With a breath in, reach tall again, Urdhva Hastasana. And then on your exhale, let your hands fall to interlace behind you. Let's go right thumb on top of left. Starting with your elbows bent, maybe hands resting on your sacrum. Draw your shoulder blades and elbows actively towards each other. Feel that openness across your heart. From there, option to add some length to your arms. Maybe puff your heart up, maybe lift your chin with your inhale. And then if it feels good for your body to keep the bind as you bend your knees and hinge forward to your forward fold. Head is heavy and relaxed as you find a shoulder rinse. Take a big breath in. And exhale, release your hands to the earth. Find a halfway lift one more time here. Deep breath in to extend. Then exhale to your high plank. Plant your hands and step your feet back. And give yourself a moment to establish a strong plank position. And pressing into the earth to create buoyancy through your entire front line. Feel your front ribs draw up and into the back of your body. Navel to spine. Thigh bones lifting energetically to the sky. Inhale to slide forward to your tippy toes. And the knees up or down. Take a slow journey all the way to your belly. All the way to the earth. Untuck your toes, maybe zip your legs up a little closer together. And then as you're heavy through your legs, anchoring the tops of your feet, breathe in to find low cobra. Good. On your exhale, go ahead and slowly release. We'll take 2 more rounds. Inhale, low cobra. Or maybe you feel ready for a high cobra if you want to use your hands to facilitate that lift of your chest. And then exhale to release. Then one more cycle. Inhale to your low or high cobra. Feeling the strength of your spine lead the action in both directions. And we'll exhale to release. Elbows stay hugged in tight beside you. Engage your core and press to your tabletop pose. Adjust your knees to stack beneath your hips. With a breath in, twist your left hand to the sky. On your exhale, thread your needle, dive your left arm underneath your body. Create the distance between shoulders and ears, maybe a little wag of your tail from side to side. And then decide where you want your right hand in the space. Of those three options, or anything else that feels intuitive in your body. And once you find a position for your right arm that feels good, just concentrate on the sensation of one full cycle of breath. Notice where you feel your in-breath as you gather that full body breath in through your nose. And just watch the sensation shift as the exhale empties all the way out. Right hand returns to frame your face if you moved it. Big breath in, unwind, reach your left hand to the sky. Maybe a wrist swirl at the top. And then tabletop pose. Step your right tippy toes to the back of your yoga mat. Press through your heel. And then when you're ready to pivot open, supported side plank. Open to the right side of the room. You might find your side body stretch. Maybe an arm circle in each direction. And eventually extend your right hand high. Engage through your core and begin to lift your right leg into your supported half moon. Really feel the energy of your outer right hip light up. And you could stay here. You could start to bend your right heel to your seat. Reach your right hand to catch your right foot. Core is strong here. Think about kicking your right shin bone towards the wall behind you and the back of your yoga mat. And then use your shoulder blades to encourage your sternum to the front of the room. Take your next inhale. On your exhale, supported half moon, release long. Breath in, right foot lowers, supported side plank. Breath out, bring it square into your high plank position. Breathe into the earth, rooting down through your hands and your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, soften your knees and send your hips up and back. From your down dog, inhale, lift your heels up high. Then exhale, bend your knees, and then step or hop to the top of your yoga mat, arriving in your forward fold. Deep inhale to lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, forward fold, release. Rise to stand as you're ready. Deep in breath to reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe in through your nose, nice and full. Clearing open mouth, exhale, release. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, goddess arms for that boost of your heart to the sky. Breath in to reach tall again. And on your breath out, let your hands fall to interlace behind you, left them on top of your right. Ignite the muscles along your spine to draw your shoulder blades and elbows towards each other. Once you feel that active stretch at the front line, option to lengthen your arms if you'd like. You can also keep your elbows bent. Breath in, heart and maybe chin lift tall. With your breath out, keep or release the bind, bend your knees and hinge to your forward fold. Relax your head. Take an inhale to reach through your knuckles. Think about drawing the heads of your shoulders away from your ears. On your breath out, maybe hands go a little further overhead towards the front of the room. As you're ready, release the bind. Then inhale to find your halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. On exhale, high plank is where we're headed. Anchor your hands into the earth and mindfully step back. And feel all the activation through your body, feel that sense of buoyancy. With your in-breath, shift forward. On exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. You can lower halfway or all the way to the earth. So you untuck your toes, maybe up dog, maybe cobra with your breath in. And we go back to downward facing dog as we breathe out. Now let's take a reset breath. Inhale through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, let it go. Maybe notice how it feels as if you're going to hug a yoga block between that L shape of thumb and pointer finger. So it's like you're going to drag your yoga mat to the center line. Imagine a block between your upper arm bones for that engagement. And then inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Then exhale, bend your knee, open your hip, take a moment. Big breath in where you extend your right leg long. Exhale, knee to nose, push the earth away. As you shift forward, think about hugging your upper arm bones, your armpits back as you pull your right thigh into your chest. Inhale to your three-legged dog, right leg reaches high again. Then out breath, step your right foot forward. Right, rising to your fingertips, or maybe hands to blocks. Cow lunge, left knee is going to come to a hover. Activate through your inner thighs and your glutes. So you find an extra breath here. If you wanted to, you could also climb your hands up to your right thigh for your spicy cow lunge. Make sure that your center and your left glute are strong so your low back feels very, very clear. We'll be shifting into our hamstring stretch from here. So hands either back to the earth or blocks. Maybe step your left foot a little closer in. And extend both of your legs. Take a moment here. You can think about either rotating left toe slightly to the left to spin your left heel down to the ground. Think about dragging your right foot energetically back in space. Or maybe you come to your left tippy toes, turning all 10 toes to the front of the room, and then you lean and push down and forward through your right foot. So both of those actions will get into your right hamstring, but they're just different sensations, so you can experiment with both. From here, we're going to bend into our front knee. Adjust your feet for where you would want them for your high crescent, so feet hips distance, nice long stance. Engage your legs and your core, and then root to lift into a little airplane lunge. So peel your heart up, send your arms beside you. Actively square your pelvis, and with an inhale, rise high crescent. Reach tall. On your exhale, airplane your arms, hinge your heart forward, sweep your arms beside you. And then same thing, inhale, root down heavy through your right foot, high crescent lunge, reach tall. Good, exhale, airplane your arms, pause here. And then we'll windmill open into our warrior two. So left hand's going to lead. Spin your left heel down to the earth as you open to the left side of the room. Take a second, find your warrior two. And then breathe in to reverse your warrior. Right hand reaches up and back. Stay in the reverse. On an exhale, just lengthen your right leg to reverse triangle. Press energy out through your right foot. Turning to a star pose, all 10 toes turn to the long edge of your mat. Reach both hands high with inhale. On exhale, move through your goddess arms, elbows open wide. Then hands fall to interlace behind us, right thumb on top of left. Take an inhale to puff your heart, maybe lift your chin, find length. Exhale to hinge forward into your wide-legged forward fold with your shoulder rinse. You can always ditch the arms if you want. You only have one more breath with them. On your exhale, you'll let go of the bind. We're going to turn to the back of our yoga mats to find warrior two. So left toes turn all the way, adjust your right foot accordingly. And then big breath in to rise into warrior two. Good. On your exhale, go ahead and settle into your lunge maybe a little bit deeper. Keeping that depth, we inhale to reverse once again for our side body stretch. And exhale, side angle. So just remembering this warrior two, reverse warrior, and side angle. Later on, those will be options as well when we return to this place on the yoga mat. Finding our way to a low lunge, windmill down to frame your left foot. And step back into your high plank as you take a breath. And then exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes. As you inhale, find your low cobra. And your exhale, maybe hover your hands within your low cobra. Option to reach back beside you with your arms to find airplane arms. Big breath in. Maybe interlace your hands behind you. Exhale, reach through your knuckles to find an upward lift through your chest. Lengthen through your neck as you take another breath in. And then releasing hands, come to frame your ribcage, lower forehead to the earth, breath out. Choose your transition to return to downward facing dog. Maybe that's through a cobra or an up dog. You could also opt to travel through your high plank. We'll meet back in downward facing. And finding our way back around, we'll inhale left leg to the sky. And your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Three-legged dog, nice big breath in. Left knee to your nose, pushing into the earth. Tuck in tight as you shift forward. Think hip bones to armpits. Inhale, three-legged, re-extend. With your exhale, place your left foot forward. Perhaps give it a boost. Sink your right knee to a hover. Engage your legs, your inner thighs, your glutes for your cow lunge. Again, fingertips, hands to blocks, or maybe hands to left thigh if you want that spicy cow lunge for a moment. Take one more big breath in. And we'll exhale to our hamstring stretch. Maybe left foot steps a little closer. So you lengthen both legs any amount. So again, you can be reaching your right heel to the earth. Maybe your back foot spirals down towards that 45-degree angle. And you untuck your tailbone to the sky. Or maybe you come to your right tippy toes. Turn all 10 toes to the short edge of your yoga mat. And as you lift your right heel high, think about pushing down and forward through your left foot. And then feel your left thigh bone draw up and back at the same time. Okay, let's adjust our feet for our high crescent position. Once you have your footing, your roots, engage your core, and find airplane arms, breath in. On your exhale, can you energetically, actively square your hips? So think about using the muscles of your body to square right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale to your high crescent lunge, root down to reach tall. Flowing with your breath. Exhale, airplane arms, dive forward. Think about staying long and strong through your spine. Root to rise, inhale, high crescent. Good. Exhale, airplane arms. We take a little pause this time. Right hand windmills us open into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Good. From your Warrior 2, take an in-breath to reverse your warrior. And then keeping the reverse action through your torso, lengthen your left leg, reverse triangle. Star pose, pivot to face the long edge of your mat, reach tall. Then find your goddess arms. Let your hands fall to interlace behind you. Left them on top this time. Breathe in to find lift and length through your torso, your chest. Exhale to dive forward to your wide-legged forward fold. Take one deep breath in. With your breath out, release your hands. We're going to rotate towards the front of our yoga mat, setting our feet up into warrior two. So depending on how your feet were oriented in your wide-legged forward fold, for me, I mostly just turn my right toes to the short edge of my yoga mat, and I don't really need to adjust my left foot, but just check in. And then slowly root to rise, Virabhadrasana 2. With your breath, as you're ready, reverse your warrior deep inhale. And exhale, side angle. Swimming forward, rotate your heart open to the sky. We'll find our way into a low lunge to the front of our yoga mat. Square it off. And then step into your high plank. Right foot joins your left. Take an inhale to shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. Breath in to up dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing. I'm going to take a little moment as you arrive, maybe a cleansing breath to reset. Deep inhale through your nose. Maybe open mouth, exhale, let it go. So we're going to build onto this flow now. With an in-breath, reach your right leg high of the ceiling. Exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Three-legged dog, deep inhale, square off. Exhale, knee to nose, curl forward. Hold for your inhale, shoulders out of ears, chin to chest. Stay for your exhale, pushing into the earth. Three-legged dog, re-extend with your next breath in. And place your right foot forward, breath out. Right away, find those strong lunge legs. And then root into your feet, airplane your arms beside you. And actively square up through your pelvis. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, airplane arms to stay. For this layer, you have the option to hold here or lean into your right foot, come to left tibia's toes at the top of your left foot. And just for a breath or so, we're going to press and fly airplane pose. Putting all that strength through your right leg, take an inhale. When we step back, we're going to step back and find warrior two. So on exhale, keeping the hinge forward, just place your left tippy toes to the earth. And then big unraveling to Virabhadrasana 2. Just like before, we reverse our warrior in breath. Keep the reverse, lengthen your right leg on an out breath. Rotate to start pose, reach tall. And then warrior two, the back of the room, left toes turn to the short edge. With an inhalation, reverse your warrior, left hand reaches high. In your exhalation, we're going to head to a half moon. You could go back to warrior two or side angle like we did in the previous layer. Looking out in front of your left toes at the earth. Lean forward, push through your left foot, and start to fly. For this layer, we're just going to take one breath here. Feel the energy through your outer right hip. Pinky edge of your right foot lifting to the sky. Then slowly step back, warrior two. Okay, windmill down into your low lunge to face the back of your mat. And step forward to a forward fold, right foot meets your left. With a breath in, lift up halfway. On your breath out, forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, reach tall. Exhale through goddess arms, hands interlace behind you, right thumb on top of left. Breath in, puff up through your heart. Exhale, soften your knees, dive forward, forward fold. Option to keep the bind as you bend your knees a little bit extra and inhale towards a halfway lift. Think about punching your knuckles back as you press your heart forward. And exhale, fold and release the bind. Navigate to high plank. Step each foot back and take a breath in. And then you decide chaturanga or downward facing dog. It's customizing this transition to what's feeling true for your body this time through. Okay. Once you're ready, an inhale lifts your left leg to the ceiling, three-legged. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Square off, three-legged dog, deep inhale. Knee to nose on your exhale. Hold for breath in. Hold for breath out. Then three-legged dog, lift your left leg to the sky. Take a big step forward, left foot between your hands. Adjust your feet and then root to rise into airplane arms, deep inhale. We exhale to light up our legs to actively square. Root to reach tall, high crescent lunge one time with your breath in. Airplane arms as you exhale. You can stay here or lean into your left foot for extra challenge. Come to the top of your right foot as you lean forward. That way you're not tempted to push off of it. And then drive through your left foot to float into your airplane pose. And you feel your back body light up a little bit to help keep your chest lifted at the horizon line. So heart is parallel to the earth. Right leg is strong. Deep breath in. Keeping the hinge as we exit a step right tippy toes to the earth. Then we spiral open, warrior two. Breath in to reverse your warrior, sweep your left hand overhead. Keep the reverse as you exit, just press length through left leg, reverse triangle. Star pose, pivot to face the long edge of your yoga mat, reach up. Warrior two to the front of your mat, right toes turn and right knee bends. Breath in to reverse. Exhale, either half moon, warrior two, side angle, you choose. Shifting forward, root down and fly. And feel the lift and length through your entire left side body as you take a breath. Focusing your gaze down at the earth. When you're ready, deep inhale to prepare. Exhale is going to take us back into our warrior two. From your warrior two, windmill down, low lunge. Square it off. Take a gentle step forward, forward fold. Big breath in, lift halfway. And breath out to release. Rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the ceiling. Exhale through goddess arms, hands fall to interlace behind you, left thumb on top. Inhale, heart puffs proud. Keep or release your bind as you exhale to dive forward, forward fold. Keep or release your bind as you find that little extra bend through your knees, and inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, release. Step back into your high plank. Take a moment to check in with yourself. And then you decide chaturanga or downward facing. It's giving yourself permission to take the exact transition that your body is craving in this moment. Then we have one last little mini layer. I don't know if it's mini, actually. One last layer before we bring it to the earth. So you find yourself back in down dog. Take a breath in, right leg reaches high. And your exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Find your strong lunge legs, and then airplane your upper body. Find your hinge wings sweep beside you. Option to keep the airplane arms, or to interlace your hands behind you, right thumb on top of left. Lean forward into your right foot. Press down to fly, bound airplane or traditional airplane. You can use that bind to help keep your chest proud and lifted to the horizon line. Take one more breath in. We step back, warrior two. Big opening. Right away, star pose. Inhale, rise, rotate. Exhale, half moon to the back of the room. Reverse, or half moon rather, this is warrior two. Reverse your warrior with an inhale. And now we're going to our last half moon for this side. So as you exhale, begin to shift forward and maybe float into Ardha Chandrasana. You can always stay in your warrior, reverse warrior, side angle, triangle. In your half moon, if you'd like to, maybe coming back to that shape that we explored in tabletop earlier, you bend your right heel towards your booty and reach your right hand to catch your right foot. If you want to have your left hand on the earth, bend your left knee as much as you need to so your left fingertips can create contact with the ground. You're twisting your heart open to the long edge of your yoga mat so you find your sugar cane. Gaze can stay at the earth for stability. Take a breath in. Now we release through half moon. Back to our warrior two. Okay. Windmill down, low lunge towards the back of your yoga mat. And we're just going to go directly into second side. So inhale, left leg floats high. Exhale, knee to nose just one time. Three-legged dog, big breath in, reach your left foot up. Exhale, step your left foot forward to where it just was. Strong legs, breathe into your airplane torso. Your exhale, take a moment, decide if you'd like to interlace your hands behind you, maybe left them on top. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, pull your front ribs in. As you lean forward with or without the bind, option to press into an airplane moment. You can always keep both feet on the earth. You lengthen to the nape of your neck, but use that bind to help keep your chest elevated in line with your pelvis. When you're ready to step back, you'll unravel into warrior two. Big opening. With a full body breath in, star pose, rise, rotate, reach. And exhale, warrior two to the front. Now here's where you decide what is interesting for you. Reversing your warrior, find an in-breath. Option to return to half moon one more time, exhaling to shift forward. Inhale to complete that transition. If you want to go for your sugar cane, again, I think it can be really helpful to have the right hand on the earth or a block. Bend left heel to booty. Maybe left hand catches left foot. You can have a micro bend or a little bit of an extra big bend to the right knee. That's totally fine. Look down at the ground. Think about twisting your left shoulder back so your heart is twisting towards the wall that's on your left side. Give one more breath to your shape. And slowly start to release through half moon and into your warrior two. Then we windmill down through our low lunge. And then this time just stepping forward to your forward fold. If you want one more chaturanga, you're welcome to go there first. traveling through a flow, if that would help you feel more complete or just help you rinse out that layer. From our forward fold, take a halfway lift whenever you get here, a big breath in. And then we're going to find a little crouching curl. So as you exhale, rise up to your tippy toes, sink your hips to your heels, and then chin to chest, nose to knees, or forehead to knees. If you want to go for a little balance challenge, you can always kind of float your hands, hug your shin bones for a second. Maybe fall over. And then from here, we're going to place our knees down for a little camel check-in. Feel free to adjust depending on where you are on your yoga mat. So we're going to stand up on our shin bones. Let's untuck our toes for this first piece. I want to practice the strength through the quads, the kicking down through our shin bones, which can be a really good support when we're exiting camel. So, engaging your core, hands maybe start at hips. Kick your shin bones down into the ground, and then think about tucking your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Glutes are strong. For this first moment, stay in a long line from your crown to your knees, and just hinge back a little bit. You don't have to go very far usually to feel that big engagement through your quads. Core stays super strong. Tailbone stays lengthening forward. And you're going to kick through your shin bones to rise back up. Up. Now going towards our camel, you can do thumbs to sacrum, hands holding your hips. Some people like hands like they're in imaginary jean pockets. Maybe hands to heart, depending on what feels safe and good in your body. Let's find that same kicking action. Engage through your seat, your core. Breath in, puff your heart up like we've been doing. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. On your exhale, maybe you start to hinge backwards a little bit at the knees to reach your hands for your feet. Kicking down into the earth. Think pelvis forward, heart goes up and over towards the back of the room. Now you can let your head fall back if that feels good in your body, or you can keep your gaze up to the sky. Again, to exit, we want to think about that kick down through our shin bones. Strong quads. Maybe bring one hand to your heart. Strong core, kick down to rise up through your torso. And then sit your hips to your heels. Take a moment just to close your eyes. An expansive breath in. And a slow breath out. From here, scoot your knees a little bit wider and just melt forward towards a child's pose, Balasana. Take a moment to let your bones be heavy here in child's pose. Just reconnecting back to breath. Inhale in and exhale out. And from here, we're going to just gently move through a seat as you're ready. Bring your legs out in front of you. And then anchor your heels into the earth or your yoga mat. Reach your hands in line with your shoulders. And then take a big breath in. Follow your exhale to slowly start to lower it down to the earth. The engagement of your core, placing your all the way to a full body stretch. And once you're in that full body stretch, just take a moment. Eventually begin to gather your knees into your body to find any version of happy baby. So maybe hands arrive at your knees, or you might start to slide your hands up to your ankles or to your feet. And you have the option to stay here. You have the option to move towards one more heart opening, bridge, and or wheel, Urdhva Dhanurasana. So landing your feet down to the earth. Starting in that bridge position, take a deep breath in. With your exhale, press your feet, begin to lift your pelvis up. Here you can tuck your shoulder blades together and interlace your hands underneath you like we've been doing. Or arms can just be alongside your body. If you're choosing to go to your wheel pose, your upward facing bow, bring your hands by your shoulders, fingertips face your shoulders. I like to push into the earth and bring the crown of my head to my mat first. Once I have the crown of my head to my mat, I readjust my arms so they're in the more ideal position, and then I root to rise all the way to my wheel pose. So take your time to explore your heart opening. Feel that hug to the midline of your body so your low back stays clear and spacious. And when you are ready to release, a slow, controlled lower on your next breath out. Okay, once you pause, gather both your knees to your chest. Again, take a deep, deep inhale. And then let both your knees fall to the right as you exhale. Send a slow breath down the left side of your body. And a slower exhale. Feel the breath empty completely. We'll travel back to center on a breath in. Then release your knees to the left as that breath empties away. And gentle twist second side. Inhale through your right side, feeling your right ribs spread open as you gather that breath into your body. And then as you exhale that breath away, feel your bones drop a little heavier towards the earth. Release and relax through your jaw. We'll inhale to return to center, knees to the heart. Maybe curl your forehead up to your knees for a moment. And as you feel ready, start to release towards your Shavasana. If there was a final shape or movement you wanted to add in before you find stillness, feel free to take a moment to check in with anything along the way. And as you start to settle into your Shavasana, give yourself a couple rounds of breath to adjust, to be a little picky in your setup, then to eventually find stillness and allow your eyes to soften shut. As you start to drop in, of a cleansing breath would help you to sink a little bit deeper. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. And take a moment to notice what is occupying your awareness. Notice if your focus has shifted away from body and breath. Just to be curious with where your mind wanders to. When we have space and we have time, what is the tendency of our mind? Where do our thoughts drift towards? Maybe returning to that really conscious Ujjayi breath. Taking a slow, expansive inhale through your nose. And slow exhale through your nose. And just using that connection, the awareness of our breath, as an anchoring of ourselves to this moment at hand. Moment right in front of us. And as you continue to track your breath, you might start to bring maybe one or both hands to your heart. And as we close our practice, we just take a moment to pause in gratitude for the yoga practice itself. Right? This pathway that provides us insight and clarity and deeper understanding of ourselves and the world that we exist in. We pause in gratitude for our bodies and our breath, right? The vessel that carries us through each moment of every day. And our breath that sustains us through all of those moments. And with these gratitudes at our hearts and minds, we'll take one more deep breath through the nose, nice and full. And one more open mouth exhale to release, just let it go. May yoga always provide us a path to compassion. May our practices serve as our teachers, leading us to live with greater authenticity and to love more deeply each and every day. Thank you so much for showing up this morning, making this time for you, and namaste.